Shedeur Sanders keeps asking fans to relax. His time is coming. For the second time this offseason, Browns rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders has had to speak directly to his fans. It's a unique position for a first-year player, but Sanders' large and loyal following has often turned its support into an aggressive defense. Twice now, Sanders himself has stepped in to quiet the noise. The first wave came in May, when Sanders accepted wearing number 12 after his familiar number 2 went to veteran receiver DeAndre Carter. Fans waged a month-long fight online over the number before Sanders shut it down at a rookie event. "I'm 12 now," he said. "If you call me 2, you're disrespecting me." That ended the debate. The second flare-up has centered on the depth chart. Despite being a fifth-round pick, many of Sanders' supporters believe he should start Week 1. Sanders, meanwhile, has shown nothing but patience. "My time, whenever that comes, I'll be ready for it. All I'm looking at is I got more time to cook," he said this week, making it clear he views development, not entitlement, as his path. Even when comments from fellow rookie Dillon Gabriel were misinterpreted as a shot at him, Sanders dismissed the idea, saying Gabriel clarified they weren't directed his way. "Words at this point can't do anything to me," Sanders said. Through it all, Sanders has remained steady. He hasn't complained about practice reps, hasn't lobbied for special treatment, and hasn't distanced himself from competition. If anything, he's embraced the Browns' process and leaned on veterans like Tyler Huntley for guidance. The message from Sanders has been consistent to relax. He knows his time is coming, but he's making clear he doesn't need fans fighting battles he's not fighting himself. As of Friday, Sanders is on track to see action in the third preseason game. The Browns will take the customary dress rehearsal approach with Flacco starting that game and expected to play 25 to 30 snaps. If both are healthy enough, Sanders and Gabriel should split time against the Los Angeles Rams on Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time on NFL Network. Every chant that rises from the stands, every highlight that gets clipped and rewritten into 1,000 takes across the internet, every column that tries to define him before he's had the chance, Shedeur Sanders meets it with the same calm cadence. "Relax," he tells the fans, not as dismissal but as a benediction. "My time is coming." There's something almost old-fashioned about the word, relax, spoken in a world keyed to urgency. In viral highlight culture, patience is an antique, traded for hot takes and instant verdicts. Yet here he is, a young man in shoulder pads, offering a countercultural instruction: breathe. Let the moment breathe with you. Picture him between reps in the quiet of practice. Headphones on, jaw unclenched, eyes steady. Around him, the pile-ups and the shouts and the clipped coach speak create a drumbeat for those who see panic as productivity. Shedeur stands apart, a slow metronome. He's not frozen, he's measuring. Not stalling, he's building. It's the measured patience of someone who knows that momentum is not a seizure but a spring, and that seasons, both literal and reputational, arrive on their own timetable. Fans shout for glimpses of greatness, an audible demand for lightning in a bottle. Analysts sketch trajectories in highlighter and fear, forecasting highs and heartbreaks as though the future were paper and ink. But Shedeur's message cuts through the noise like a clean pass into daylight. It's a refusal to be hurried by expectation. "Relax," he says, and it sounds like faith. Faith, though, doesn't mean idle. There's an industry behind those two words. The grind of film study at lunch tables, the hours in the cold when coaches leave the field, and the lonely work continues. There are therapy session-level conversations with trainers about tiny adjustments, footwork here, cadence there, that don't make for dramatic timelines, but are the mortar behind the marquee. In the quiet ledger of daily effort, the dramatic headline is a side effect, not the argument. What's compelling is the humility wrapped inside the conviction. He doesn't need to shout that he'll arrive. He lets the work speak for the applause that hasn't yet come. To ask fans to relax is to invite them into a different kind of fandom, one that celebrates the steady, the inevitable, the slow crescendo. It's a call to witness rather than to conduct. It asks for patience, as if patience were the most fervent cheer of all. There's also compassion in his plea. He knows the emotional weight fans carry. The gap between hope and result can feel like an ocean to cross. Relax is a bridge he builds with intention. It's a way of saying, I see you leaning forward in the stands. I see your worry. I won't betray your trust. I'm coming. It transforms the fans' impatience into a shared secret, an agreement that the journey is part of the eventual glory. Narratively, this stance writes itself into the archetype of the late-blooming champion. But it's not a tired trope when lived with the specificity of a young man who's been both celebrated and scrutinized. The drama isn't about whether he'll get there. It's about the manner of the arrival. Will it be noisy? Will it be quiet? Will it confirm everyone's forecasts or rend them? He seems uninterested in theatricality. He prefers a door opened by persistence, not by spectacle. This quiet confidence also reframes the role of expectation. Fans are often cast as jury and judge. Shedeur hands them a different role: witness. Witnesses don't direct the plot. They observe, they remember, they feel the electric charge of the turning tide. If his time is coming, he'd rather it be a moment that swells on its own terms, earned, not demanded. There's poetry in the patience, too. Think of a river that's been dammed by analysis and opinion, slowly finding its way until, after all that pressure, a new channel bursts and the river resumes. His insistence that fans relax feels like the knowing wink before the water finds the valley. It's an invitation to be part of something sculpted by time instead of a moment that explodes and implodes. And yet, the phrase isn't passive. Embedded in "my time is coming" is inevitability, a quiet freight train of preparation that refuses to be derailed. It carries with it the cumulative effect of seasons, the micro-adjustments, the film room epiphanies, the marginal gains that become mountains when added. Fans who take that advice won't be merely relieved. They'll be witnessing a very particular kind of justice, the one where effort and patience intersect and produce a moment that feels both surprising and inevitable. In locker rooms and press conferences, on social timelines and in the stands, the call to relax reverberates. Some hear it as dismissal, others hear it as counsel. Both responses are part of the story. But there is a simpler truth underneath. His patience is not an excuse, it's a strategy. He knows what he's doing, and he's asking his believers to trust the process because trust, like skill, compounds. So they relax, not because the future is guaranteed, but because they choose to believe in the architecture behind the promise. They choose to let hope be steady instead of fevered. When his time arrives, and it will, in whatever form fate and effort conspire to hand him,